Alright, isometrics. If you want to learn skills like front lever, back lever, planche, L-sit, V-sit, any other static skills, it is extremely important that you learn how to progressively overload and basically progress with isometric exercises. Because it is quite different from progressing with your normal, regular, concentric, eccentric repetitions. In this video I will tell you exactly how to progress with isometrics the quickest and the most optimal way, basically. I will also tell you exactly how long you should hold your position, how many sets, what progressions should you choose, what if you stagnate with your progress, what if no progressions suit your strength level, and some other additional stuff. So I promise you that by the end of this video you will have all the knowledge necessary to basically implement and start progressing with your own isometric exercise towards your dream static skill. It took me some time to figure all this shit out, but I hope I will make it clear and understandable to you in this video. So let's start by discussing how to pick the right progression for your strength level. So everyone knows these popular progressions, like for front lever it is stack front lever, then advanced stack front lever, travel, one leg, half full, then full. So you might be thinking, which one of these do I choose? Basically you have to choose a progression that you can hold from anywhere from 1 to 30 seconds. Yes, you heard me right, I said 1 second. You can even choose a progression that you can hold for even 1 single second, but it must be an actual hold. It can be like you jump into a full planche and you're, yeah, I can do a full planche for 1 second. No, you cannot do full planche. You just used some extra momentum, but you actually didn't hold the position for even a split of seconds. So it might be a sad truth for someone. Sorry, this is life. An actual 1 second hold should look something like that. So many coaches and athletes online say that you should never do holds that you cannot do for at least 5 seconds, because it will be just too little volume to cause progressive adaptations in your body. And that is true for most people. However, there are some people that tend to progress really well, extremely well with these short, intense holds, like 1, 2, 3 seconds. So I just wanted to implement that in this video to give you that option. Maybe you want to try it out if you are that person. But in case you don't want to take any risks, every one single training session is valuable to you, then it is completely fine if you just start training from like 5-second holds. So in this case, your range would be from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. And with that range, pretty much everyone progresses very well. So let's say a progression that would be right for you is advanced tack front lever. And you can hold it for like 10 seconds. So it suits perfectly into our range. So how do you actually test that max hold? You basically warm up correctly, go on a bar, parallel bars or whatever you do, and start holding the position. And one life hack I have for you is to stop 1 second short of failure. And this way you will accurately know what is your max hold, but you will also save some extra energy in your muscles and you'll save some fatigue in your central nervous system. However, it may happen that you can hold one progression, for example tack planche, for more than 30 seconds, but you can't hold advanced tack planche, which is the next progression, for even 5 seconds, and you don't really want to work on these super short hold times. So what should you do in this case? Well, there are really 3 options you can make. The first one is to make the current progression extra difficult, so you can hold it for less time than 30 seconds. The second option is to make next progression extra easy, so you can hold advanced tack planche for more than 5 seconds. And the third option is to create your own progression that will be in between them and that you will be able to progress nicely with. I have made a whole video about this topic, so if you find yourself in this situation, go and watch that video and it will be all clear to you. I'm supposed to be. How the fuck you gonna say no to me? You be a minute and try to oppose to me. In every single video I stress about how important the progressive overload is, and I don't really want to repeat myself in this video, but I will just tell you that this section right here is the most important part of this video. So this is a simplified version of pre-lapping table. I kindly stole it from the book Overcoming Gravity by a genius author, Stephen Lowe. So if you want, you can check out that book. A lot of valuable knowledge there. And by looking at this, you should already have an idea how it works. But in case you don't, I will explain it to you every column. So on the left you choose your max hold. So in our case it was 10 seconds for advanced stack front lever, so we choose 10 seconds. Then hold time. This is like the most optimal amount of time you should hold the position for. So it basically shows you that you should hold a position for like 60 to 75% of your max hold, and it is basically the most optimal and the best duration for making progress. So unfortunately you don't really get to work until failure unless you're doing like really short holds, like 3 seconds or less, then you get to do that. So the next column is total sets, and this is basically like the most optimal amount of sets you should do on a workout. You can notice that with some hold times there is a range. There is not a certain number, but there is a range. For example, with mine 10 seconds there is 5 to 6 sets, and that basically means that depending on maybe how you feel, if you're a little sore, if you maybe didn't sleep well last night, you could do 5 sets instead of 6. Or maybe another example, last time I did 5 sets, but I don't really seem like I progressed very much. I don't feel like I could make that jump to 11-second hold. So in that case I would also do 10-second hold, but instead of 5 I would do 6 sets this time, and that would just force that progress, these adaptations in my body. Next one is total time. Here you just have your optimal time multiplied by your optimal number of sets. Nothing fancy. I don't really know why that column is here, but okay. And the last one is what you really should look at, because that is like a little summary of all that information, and it basically tells you exactly how much sets, how long to hold, and you should progressively overload by regularly going down that ladder. So for example, with my max 10-second hold of advanced stack front lever, I did 5 sets of 7 seconds. Then, a few days later on my next training session, I really should be able to do 5 sets of 8-second hold, or even 5 sets of 9-second hold if I like really feel that I've made progress here. If you're not able to complete every set with a given duration, that just means you jumped too much and you should go back a little with your progress. You should regress a little. So I hope that was understandable to you. You might want to watch that again if you didn't understand anything. Oh yeah, and with every single set you should rest for like 3 minutes between sets. 3 to 5 minutes is perfect, basically. Did I mention it? You see me on the internet, but real life, tell 'em my flex. So now let's say you really listened to my advice, you picked a progression correctly, you implemented the correct amount of sets, the correct hold time, everything is good, you rest properly, you did everything right, but you just can't seem to elongate your hold. You just can't seem to make progress. So in that case there are basically 2 things you need to do, or 1 thing, depending if the first thing will work or not. So the first solution is to take it easy. You might be overtrained, your body might be unrecovered, so you basically want to take like a day or 2 extra of rest in between your training sessions, or just cut the volume, the overall volume of your training session by like 30%, and really pay attention whether you have too many other exercises for the same muscle groups, because that could also lead to problems with your recovery. And if that won't do anything, you are still not progressing, at least we know you are not under recovered, you know? So that is a good news. So a second solution is to just do more. So you can increase the overall volume of your exercises by, let's say, 10% per training session. And you shouldn't really go much above that, because you don't want to fall into the trap of the first problem, you know? So increase the volume steadily by a little, and eventually you should come to a point at which you will just steadily see progress. And that is really it. If these 2 steps did not help you, I don't know how to help you, I don't have any advice for you. You're doomed, basically. So at the end I will quickly repeat the whole process so that you have a nice, short and cute summary of all that shit. 1. Pick a goal. 2. Pick a progression with which your max hold time suits nicely into our chart. 3. Implement the exercise into your training program. 4. Utilize progressive overload, elongate your hold times, and jump to the next progressions once you hit the bottom of the chart. And then with the next progression, basically repeat all that process. So this was it. Isometrics. I really like doing them, they feel great. Right now I'm working on my front lever. Yeah, I really got hooked on that. Front lever just feels great for your back. If you do front lever, you know what I talk about. When you go down after the finished set of front lever, you just feel your back muscles so nicely. It is such a nice feeling. And yeah, I really see a very good progress using this method with my front lever, so I decided I will share it with you, because on the YouTube there is really not that much information about doing isometrics and progressing with them. Really, there is not much advice on how to progress specifically with calisthenics on YouTube. I don't know why no one does such videos, but there you go, here I am for you, thank me later.